I could not just walk off the base.
Okay.
Even if I had to go to see a doctor, or I would have to have somebody be with me, and we'd have to write in what's called a CSW, a completed staff work, which presented what you wanted to do, how you'd be doing it, and then say at the bottom line, this is okay. And if that was okay, then you would present that CSW to the security guards at the gate, where there was iron gates that open electronically or closed, and they would either let you go or say, no, you can't go.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to have somebody go with you. That's how it was. In other words, I was trapped.
Right.
Okay, in some simple words. Now, this started wearing on me, but when you're first in, and like I did the album with Edgar Winter, and I did other things that were good, and I was working in the studio in really nice environment, long hours, and just a lot of duress. I figure I'm doing it for the good of all mankind. That is a very forgiving attitude that I had as for being treated the way I was being treated. Because I figured if we get this technology out, it's going to help everybody who lives on this planet. But as the years went by and it's just become more draconian, I thought there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with what's going on now. And my life is becoming untenable. I can't really live this way. And I would say this to my wife, and she would say, Ron, it's going to get better. I know it's going to get better. And I'd say, Becky, listen, if there's a boulder running down a mountain, do you think that boulder is going to stop and return and roll up the mountain? If things are going bad in something, in an organization or in life, and nothing is done to change it, things will continue to go bad or even get worse. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
let's talk about quickly how much conversation goes on with the Sea Org members, the people that you were interacting with. How much conversation is there about the science fiction-y shit, like Xenu and his Galactic Confederacy and the volcano?
okay, I'm going to give you a nonverbal answer. What does that look like between my thumb and my first finger?
That looks like a 0.
You got it. Nothing. If you're caught saying anything about that, if you're at that level, and don't forget, that level is part of the operating thetan, meaning a thetan is a spirit. Operating means you're operating as that spiritual being. That's OT3. That's confidential. If two people are on it, even the person who was on it and you are on it, you still don't talk about that to anybody, ever.
And that's in like a rule book that Hubbard wrote?
Absolutely. You don't discuss that with anybody.
I mean,
it's
Hubbard also wrote more science fiction than anybody in the history of the planet, right? I mean, do these people know this?
Of course they do.
And they don't get
well,
suspicious.
no, wait a minute. I don't know if everybody in this org knows that, but most people do. All right.
Yeah, this dude wrote maniacal stories, just complete fiction stories. More of them than anybody. And how could you not tie the two ideas together? Like, maybe this Xenu shit and this hydrogen bomb that happened on this volcano and aliens shuttling humans back and forth between other galaxies is maybe this is all horseshit.
That's true. But I'll tell you this. When I got on that level, and I did that level, by the way.
Okay? Which level?
OT3, what you're talking
OT3.
about.
Right.
Yeah. When I first did it, I thought, okay, here's the technology. This seems really odd, but I'm going to try it. But I thought to myself, which I didn't tell this to anybody until after I left. I thought to myself, look, here's a problem. This is going on 76 nearby planets. The problem in this sector of the universe is overpopulation, an average of 150 billion people per planet. And Xenu is this galactic warlord who now is going to quote, handle this. There's a whole story that goes behind it that's not on the level when you get on it, but there was a book written on called Revolt in the Stars, and he stole the money from the tax people electronically. But think about this. There's 150 billion people per planet. If you want to cut down the population, what do you want to cut it down to? 100 billion? That means you'd have to take 50 billion people, not in their bodies, but even as spiritual beings, packed up in ice in boxes in a spaceship that looked like a propeller plane back in the Second World War. How
They
many
show you
fucking
pictures of it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Logistically, it's impossible. How long would it take you to get 50 billion times 76 packed up spiritual beings to another planet?
I guess it's so fucking out there that you don't even use.
But I thought that though, and it was the one thing. It was the one thing I thought this can't be true. But I have to do this level. I can't say, hey, wait a minute, how the fuck did he do this?
I got it.
It can't be.
You're overwhelmed with the drive and the desire to succeed and reach the next level.
Not only that, you're overwhelmed with the fact that you're going to get your fucking brains beaten if you bring up something like that. I don't mean physically. Nobody would beat you in the head like that with a club. But I'm talking about you'd have to go to security. You'd be security checked. You'd be sequestered. And you'd spend a life being interrogated as what evil purposes do you have against L. Ron Hubbard? What evil purposes do you have against David Miscavige? All these questions. And you'd be on physical labor. You'd be off that.
If you questioned anything, that's what would happen.
If you like a thing, if you question something of that magnitude, you're horseshit. Your days are over as far as ever doing that level again. And there's still within you that possibility. Maybe something here is going to work and give me something that I would really like to have, which would be to be a more effective, powerful individual. I could help more people. The help button is a big deal. It's a big deal with people in Scientology. A lot of them, when you first get in, you want to help yourself, but then it comes that you want to help your fellow man, and that's a driving force. I got to tell you, Danny.